Navico is actually a combination of 7 brands, but most recently it was bought by a private equity company out of Norway, and they started off with Simrad, then they bought B&G, and then they bought Lowrance, and then they bought a company called B&T off Brunswick, which gave them the Navman and the Northstar brands. And then it was all whittled down back to 3 brands during the global crisis, so we're back to B&G, Simrad and Lowrance. The head office is in Norway, but it's more of a virtual company. There's 6 people in the senior management team, if you like, and they are in 6 different countries. So we've got one in America, one in Mexico, myself in Asia Pacific, and we've got 2 in Europe. Well, Europe's traditionally been a Simrad brand for the company, and obviously B&G's really strong there, where the sailing market's actually a really large market as opposed to here where it's just a side issue. So Europe's actually, it's actually so diverse that it's very hard to sort of generalise it, but Simrad's been strong there, and we've had a lot of wins with Simrad with the boat builder market just recently, but as the company has now got its arms around Lowrance, Lowrance has really come on strong. So a lot of our growth in Europe has come from the Lowrance brand, and with people having less money and wanting more value for money, the Lowrance brand's come on really strong. So, Europe's obviously a pretty key part of our business, and
what percentage roughly is it?
Roughly it's about 40%, and it's coming on quite strong because a lot of the boats that are going into China and that from the luxury space are actually made in obviously France, Spain, Italy. The Chinese have a love affair with the Italian boats. Obviously the fastest growing region in the world, and India's got more millionaires than people in New Zealand, and China's just gone over 1 million millionaires. So they have totally different tastes, but they still like boats. So we're a small part of the company, but we are growing faster than anyone else at the moment. This is the start of the boat show season here, so we've got our big 3 here. So we've got the new sport model for Simrad, we've got the broadband radar, the new 3G version, and we've got the new BSM2, which has got broadband sonar. So those are our big 3 for this boat show season, but we've got a couple of little tricks up our sleeves for the end of the boat show season. There's 2 sorts of things for the aftermarket. There's one set of people who actually value the technology. Our company's we've definitely released more products than any other company in the industry in the last 24 months. We've probably spent more on R&D as well over the last 5 years than any other company. So we've got one set of consumers who are very, very interested in the technology, things like broadband sonar and broadband radar. And then you've got another set of consumers who are actually interested in the more bling side of our products, which is like the touch screen, the icons, the graphics. The screens, we spend a huge amount of money on our screens, and they're really a large part of any buying decision. If you can't see the screen, it's not much point buying it. So, there's 2 sets really, the guys looking for technology and the guys looking for the bling, and we've got to excite both of them. Well, obviously the boat builders are looking for something totally different. The boat builders are looking for, does it work every time? What are their warranty costs? Do we meet all their features? And the other big one is they're obviously looking for production efficiencies, and we've done a lot of stuff with integrating everything into the central helm. We started that off actually about 6 or 7 years ago, and we've been integrating more stuff. So we now have audio integrated, we have autopilots integrated, we have digital switching, which is like power controls, we have all the engine integrated. So what we can do is we can save the manufacturer large amounts of money, and like one very prominent European boat builder is actually saving more than the entire amount of electronics that they're buying off us. We don't just ship them a box, obviously, like we do a consumer. We send one of our production engineers onto their line, and we work out where they need different parts at different times. So, for example, we'll ship them 500 cables to the start of their production line, and we'll ship all their manuals to the end of their production line, and then the head units go on at different places. So we help them balance their lines, and we work to just-in-time manufacturing principles. It's no different to the car industry, really. We had about 14% last year, so we're the largest in the industry and we're growing the fastest. So in both terms, we seem to be giving the customers what they want. I think that conservatively we'll be looking for 20% growth this year, and we're ahead of that number year to date. So there's about 1,300, but we obviously have a peak season which is just in advance of the Northern Hemisphere summer, and so we have about 300 to 500 staff that we have in Mexico that are on a variable contract. So about 1,300, but it goes up and down by 300 or 400 for peak season.